Do you have a business idea but need to know where to start? In this video, I'll show you how to take your business idea and make it a reality by walking you through the steps I took to start my own successful business. Hey, Latanya here with Cure for the Soul, and welcome to Mindset Monday, a motivation segment I set aside for goals, productivity, and business success for the believer. So if you have a good business idea and don't know where to start, or you're in the phases of needing to start a new business or start your old business over, you are not alone. You're in the right place. So let's get right into the video. So many people have really good business ideas, but they get stuck in the process because they don't know where to go from where they are. They have an idea, but somehow, for some reason, get stuck in the process of research, or when it comes down to certain specifics of making their particular business idea functional. And if you stick around to the end, I will share one tip that is guaranteed to save you a lot of time in your process. So number one, start by researching the industry for your business idea. Although researching sounds simple, it is often so overlooked. You really want to prioritize this process because it's way more than just Googling around, checking out prices here and there. Until you actually put yourself in it all the way, it could take months, sometimes a year, just to complete the research that you're doing for your particular type of business. And not only that, you are going to be a researcher, a lifetime researcher. For whatever industry you're in, you never know enough. Even when you get into the industry and achieve some level of success, you are still a lifelong researcher and learner. Whatever industry or whatever field you're looking into, I would go on to YouTube, obviously on here, YouTube, the library, the college of YouTube, go to a used bookstore, as well as Amazon or wherever you can buy books, and start looking for books specifically related to the type of business that you want to get into. Also, I will say this, after researching, a lot of people abandon their ideas after finding out that maybe they're just not there for everything that type of business entails. And that's okay, because it's better to find out now before you invest all of your money, all your time and resources, and realize that this is just not the particular business or idea that you want to move forward in. Maybe during the research process, you may find something else that is actually a little bit more of your flow or of your speed. I also created a live stream entitled Pick Your Level of Hard. I will leave the link below, but you do not want to bypass that video if you are in the trenches trying to figure out if you're going to leave your job, if you're going to do this, if you're going to put this time and dedicate your 5 to 10 as opposed to just your 9 to 5, going to your 9 to 5. What are you going to do with your 6 to 10 hours in the evening? Would that be put towards a business, advanced education? You'll want to figure it out. Number two, write a marketing strategy for your business idea. I believe in writing full out business plans, but in some cases, you may need to work a marketing strategy before you can write that full out business plan. That full out business plans allows you to sit with SBA lenders and possible investors, etc. And with that being said, depending on the type of business that you're looking to start, it may not require investors or seed capital. You may have what it takes already financially in your bank account or from your paychecks to finance your startups for your business. But nonetheless, you definitely want some type of marketing strategy and some kind of marketing plan. And that entails you really researching your industry, not just researching, but finding out who you're trying to reach with your particular message. Back in the day, if you did not know how to sell, you could not have a business. If you do not sell, if you can't get your message in front of people, you do not have a business. And although you may have those skills, I believe that even with me having certain skills in marketing and sales, the climate changes too fast. The pace is so fast. If you are not keeping up, it's like 20-year-olds coming in, growing businesses because they're keeping up with technology and skills. So with that being said, we want to to make sure that we have a marketing plan before you dive into all of that business. Just find out how you're going to get it to market and how you're going to get the message to, or the product to, the people that are looking for what you have to offer. And if you're interested in this topic further, I have an article that is slightly different from this particular video, but it goes along with it. I will encourage you to go to the website. I'll leave the link below. And also remember the yellow pages. We had to do a lot back in the day. When I started my magazine, I didn't have all this internet stuff to help me, and all these courses where people can teach me certain things. Now, I'm not saying that there were not any type of courses or not any kind of methods to help me, but I had to Barnes and Noble it. I had to purchase books and just pretty much mail people. Me starting that first magazine was 20 years ago. So a lot of people can say I can start a magazine and publish a magazine now or within the last 10 to 12 years, because back when I published a magazine, it wasn't a whole bunch of information. So I had to become a research junkie and find out who I was targeting. So like I said, if you didn't know how to do sales, and if you didn't know how to kind of beat the pavement and get in front of people, you just didn't have a business. You didn't have a successful business if you couldn't reach people. And not only that, if you can reach them, say you've done all the research and you figure you can reach your people, do they have money to buy your products or services? That's another thing. The market that you may want to enter and the cost of you starting that particular project may not be sustainable for the people that you're trying to reach with that particular product or business idea. Number 3, choose the proper business structure. If you want the Lord to bless what you're doing, and if you want this to be a real business, my advice is to take it seriously from the very beginning. Even if you don't have a lot of resources, you may want to set up an organization. You may want to set up just a sole proprietorship, a home-based business. However you need to do it, just make sure that you look at what it takes in order to set it up initially, because if you're doing it for the glory of God, you definitely want to do it right. Finding the proper business structure, it matters when it comes to your taxes. And on top of that, anything that you're doing business related, you want to keep it in a separate account. It should be in its separate place. It's almost like having an addition to your life, not a baby, but it's an addition to your life where it should be handled differently than your personal life is handled, and it should be separated from your personal finances. If you work in your home, if you have a home-based business or office, that's something that you can do. Talk to your tax man. And I'm not giving any financial advice or any business advice. That's not what I'm doing. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. But you want to sort out, for instance, if you want a level of liability, if you want it to be its own entity, those are decisions that you want to find out about your business structure, whether it's a sole proprietorship, an LLC, a nonprofit with a 501c3, if you want a C corporation and to convert it into an S corporation for tax purposes or liability purposes. You would want to figure that out as you get your business going, because it matters when it comes down to holding stock. If you ever plan to take it public, you will own a level of stock with a C corporation, etc. So do your proper research. You can Google. There's so many forums. There's so many YouTube videos. There's so much that you can locate to see what business structure may be right for you. I also advise you to go ahead and consult a business consultant or a business attorney to help you to get your business structure. Number 4, you want to create a budget and a financial plan. You want to count the costs and see what it takes in order to build a business. As I mentioned earlier, some business ideas are extremely expensive. They will require seed money, venture capital. They will require some type of funding or initial investment. They cannot be what you call shoestringed or bootstrap. Bootstrap is pretty much when you just take from what you already have, the little, whether it's under 1,000, 5,000, however much, and you just build the business from that startup money and keep building it and marketing it, trying to get it to the right people so that the money that you put into it can be reinvested back into the business so that it can grow from your initial seed investment. Some businesses that that have more, if you're going through patents, trademarks, if you're going in through the research and development, if it's some type of safety related product that requires inspection for safety, if it's going to be marketed to kids or whatever, just count the cost into the budget. You know, I'm not saying don't give up, but make sure that you are putting together a financial sheet, some type of spreadsheet to help you with this process so that you can know everything that would be involved in the type of business that you're getting started. Cure for the Soul did not take as much money to get started, only because I knew where to start. I already had experience with getting things started. Over the years, I paid a lot of money to have graphics designed, websites built, photography taken. So I had already built up skill set a little bit from having things done and paying for things, and being in that type of creative space also gives me an interest of wanting to explore some of these things. Now, I'm not going to say that building a website was ever on my list, but during a time where my art business had slowed down, I learned and I stayed up for weeks, just late hours, and doing all this reading and doing all this research to learn how to get a site up. So although my time is the biggest investment that I use right now to build anything, but eventually the assets that I'm creating in the business, they're going to be monetized. Although the time investment is very, very high, sometimes you may have the funding to pay other people to do those things that you cannot do, and those things will actually save you more time so that you can focus on the things that you're good at. Luke 28:29 says, "Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? For if you lay the foundation and are not able to finish it, everyone who sees it will ridicule you, saying, 'This person began to build and wasn't able to finish.'" Now, I'm using the application from this verse, not necessarily unpacking the full context of what this scripture means, but I'm using this to help with a principle for application. No matter what size of business that you're starting, it may seem easy, but it is always a lot of work, because there's a lot of learning, a lot of education, a lot of research, a lot of things that don't always go according to your plans that you have to be able to easily adapt to. So you want to spend some time working on knowing if you have the finances, and if you don't, what can you do to get the finances? Number 5, devote time to your business idea. I just did a lead in from the prior point when I talked about the time investment, but if you do not have the time and you know that this is something that God is calling you to, you have to make the time. There are only 24 hours in a day. Yes, we know it, and you're all strapped and you're all tired and you don't have time for this and don't have time for that. But I will tell you, the job that you're strapped at now, the job that you can't get any breathing room at to even do anything, that job more than likely will be there when you leave. If you don't dedicate the time to shutting off things or reprioritizing some of the things that's going on in your life that's robbing you of all your time, you'll never get out of the rat race. You'll constantly be on a hamster wheel, going, but you'll have to work your life in a way where you can find any valuable hours, whether that's 30 minutes on your lunch to read and to research, or an hour at night before bed, or you may have to stay up a little later in order to figure some things out, because if you want to do a business, there's gonna be a lot of time that you will need to pour into this business. So here's a question. How much time can you dedicate every week to see your business idea come to market? And once you get an answer, that's not the time. You need to add double or triple time to that, because it's never what you thought it was or what you estimate or calculate it to be. I'm currently working on a project right now that's taken on a life of its own. Yeah, I had a nice, pretty plan, but it is doubling up Once you do one thing and figure one thing out, here is another opportunity or another something that you have to fix. It just does not turn out the way you thought it would in your mind. But this is how a business owner thinks. You have to go through those obstacles and through those hurdles and overcome them, and ask yourself, what have I learned from this? So that you can go on and work through your project and get it to market. And like I promised, thank you so much for sticking around to the end. The one business startup tip or idea, the one business startup tip that is guaranteed to save you a lot of time is prayer. Sounds like, prayer. Yeah. But a lot of us, we rush off and dash off because we're too busy. We're too busy to sit down and pray. Go over the scriptures, pour over the scriptures related to whatever it is that we're trying to deal with, and sit with the Lord and let the Lord unpack and download ideas and download direction and let us know which way to go and how to turn and who to talk to. We're not doing that. So before you get all into this business and pour yourself into it, pray, and don't stop praying. Pray without ceasing, as the scripture says. If you have dreams and want to unlock your purpose and move forward with your business idea, my Dream Big Goals Guide is designed just for you. It will provide insights into 8 spiritual disciplines I have used to help have success in my own life. As a bonus, my guide includes a business startup checklist to help you to jumpstart your journey. Please don't wait any longer. Unlock the power of your dreams with the Dream Big Goal Setting Guide. The link is down below. If this video has blessed you or resonated with you in any kind of way, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. God willing, I will see you on the next one. Aren't you tired of spending hour upon hours getting excited about writing your dreams, your goals, your visions down, only to throw them to the side, and now it's a decade or two later and you still had not accomplished anything that you set out to do? You settle for living an ordinary life, and now you're looking at everyone pass you by with success, but you're not alone. I faced a season where I believed that my dreams and my goals were dead, but God revived them, and I'm going to share with you how I got back up into that process. I prioritized my relationship with God and stuck to my spiritual disciplines. I used my very own Dream Big Goal Setting Guide, a process that I have used for over 2 decades to obtain success as a business owner, as well as meeting and exceeding goals in a corporate sales environment for some years. Don't waste another minute of your life. Download your free goal setting guide, and as a bonus, you'll get the Kingdom Business Startup Checklist. Grab your copy today. Click the link below.